Quantum leaping isn't about doing more work. It is about collapsing the gap between who you are right now to the version who already is living in overflow. And doesn't matter how much inner work you have done, if you still feel that you're stuck and your life isn't changing the way you desire, this is why I'm going to share with you exactly how to quantum leap into your wealthiest timeline so that you have deeper understanding of how to be in energetic alignment with your wealthiest state of being, because ultimately we want to be in the flow of abundance, because in reality that is our actual state of being, and you are craving that because you know deeply in your soul this is who you are, and this is why the desire to quantum leap, that is your true state of being. So let me clarify that quantum leaping isn't about magic, or some people can do it, some people can't do it. Only certain type of people can quantum leap into wealth and abundance and ease and flow. In reality, we all can quantum leap, and the true quantum leaping is all about you shifting your frequency and your energy and operate as the identity of you that already has an overflow, that is already wealthy, that is already rich, that is already abundant. That is identity and the frequency. That is the true quantum leaping. When we are talking about quantum leaping, this is how we quantum leap. We shift the identity of your being. And when we shift the identity of your being, you feel like a person who already has it, who already owns it. And I'm going to go deeper into how you do that. Energetically, when we talk about money or wealth, we are not talking about doing more. Energetically, what we are saying is to become the match to that frequency of wealth. And this is where the effortlessness comes in. This is where the ease comes in. This is where you are not trying harder. You're actually releasing the harder pattern. You are actually releasing that idea that I need to work hard, and you are going back into your truth, your essence, and you are resting. Because this is when my spiritual business became successful, when I let go of trying to prove, trying to work hard, trying to do so much, because energetically, the less we do, the more we make. And that is a complete different shift from the society, because society teaches us to keep working harder. But ultimately, the energetic, the spiritual way of doing things is to do less and have more. Do less, because when we do less, we are surrendering to God. We are surrendering to faith. We are surrendering that we are always provided for. This is why this idea of constantly chasing doesn't work in spiritual laws. So now I want you to know about the energetic principles of quantum leaping so that you know the depth, because a lot of people talk about quantum leaping, but nobody explains the depth of quantum leaping and the principle behind this leap. How does that look like? The first principle, the first idea, the first insight that you have to be aware of is that every single version of you already exists in the quantum field. Every single version of you already exists in the quantum field. The only difference is that from the current state of being where you are currently, you are vibrating in a different frequency than the wealthier version of you that is operating in a higher frequency in a quantum field. So this is the most important principle that you need to remember, that there are infinite timelines in the universe, in quantum field. There are infinite frequency that are vibrating on a different level, and you are on each frequency as a different version. That's the most important key principle that you need to remember around quantum. So your wealthier version, it already exists in quantum field, vibrating at a different frequency than the frequency you are right now. The wealthier version operating with emotional safety. It is operating with trust, faith, and worthiness. It is operating from this place that I already am. I already am, and this is who I am. I'm already abundant. I already have it. So it feels safe with money. It feels safe receiving money. It feels safe having abundance. It feels safe having love. It feels safe receiving millions. And the difference between the frequencies in your current state, and you can ask yourself this question: when somebody compliments me, when somebody say nice things about me, how do I feel? And that's a simple test that you can do. I'm not talking about the money right now. I want to speak about how do you feel when somebody praises you or somebody says something nice to you, somebody is giving you something. Do you feel ashamed? Do you feel like you want to reject it? Do you want to hide it? Do you want to be seen? Do you feel like, no, I'm not all that. I'm not a big deal, or I'm nothing kind of thing. If you do that, that is unconsciously you are rejecting what is meant for you. Unconsciously you are rejecting. You are operating in from a place of rejection where your nervous system cannot even handle a compliment. So that's a very mini test you can do. So that's the difference, because your wealthier version is very calm around compliments, calm around money, is calm around love, is calm around receiving. It easily and effortlessly accepts it. It does not reject it. It does not tell it to go away. It doesn't feel scared, doesn't feel like people are paying too much attention to me. I don't want attention. I don't want to be seen. It is just calm around all of these ideas. These little things are clues that you might be operating in survival mode, where you are unconsciously even rejecting the little things unknowingly. So this is why I'm bringing that to your awareness, so that you know, by rejecting the little things, little instances, like somebody say that, can I buy you a coffee? And you say no, and you feel embarrassed or ashamed, then you know that you are not feeling safe receiving. And in reality, the divine truth is that it is your birthright to receive. It is your birthright to be abundant. And for any reason you are rejecting it, you are pushing it away, just become aware why you are doing that. And this survival mode that you are in creates energetic distortion. What does that mean? That just means that energetically, divinely, you are something else. You are love, you are abundant, you are worthy, you are enough, you are all that is, that exists in the world. You are all that. But you're operating from the distortion based on what you've learned growing up, what you've seen growing up, what you've experienced growing up. So that distortion, that created a distortion in your truth, that created some filtered version of the true essence of you. So that filtered version of you is now becoming louder and bigger, and it shows you that you're not enough, you're not worthy, you've gone through trauma, you've gone through pain, therefore you're not worthy, therefore you're not enough. But actually that's not your truth. Your truth is true, that divinely you are abundant love, and all the good things that exist in the world is you. And the distortion is that you've learned people did not treat you well, people did not love you, people did not cherish you. So that created a distortion in your energy, and that created this fear and lack and this feeling that you're not worthy. Now I want to share with you the 3-step to quantum leap into your wealthiest timeline is to, number 1, heal the emotional frequency that is keeping you in survival. Because ultimately, how you feel emotionally will dictate how you receive money, how you feel abundant, how wealthy you become. Because emotional safety is required for you to be open to receive wealth. This is why healing the emotional frequency, where if you've been suppressed, if you've gone through pain, if you've felt not enough, not worthy, that is the first step in order to open the floodgates to abundance, is to release and heal this emotional suppression, these lack, these fear, so that you become an open vessel to operate into that wealthiest state of being of you, the version that is already wealthy, you must be open to receive. You must feel safe in your body to receive. And this is why the healing of suppressed emotions is so important. So I want you to identify the old loops that has fear, scarcity, and shame, and why you are holding on to that. Because the truth is, healing isn't about just healing. Healing is about releasing the identification of the wounded self, the self that feels wounded, the self that feels not worthy. That's what we are releasing when we are healing, so that we shift our identity to own the frequency of wealth and abundance. The next step is to activate the frequency of your higher self. How do you activate the frequency of your higher self? By remembering that version of who you already are, remembering, because your soul essence is whole and complete. So remembering, not just doing the work, but actually becoming and remembering the truth in you, the essence in you, the light in you. And that's how you activate, knowing that you are already whole, you are already loved, you are already abundant, you are already worthy. And when you operate from that place, you activate the frequency of your higher self, because activating the higher self is all about identifying yourself with that truth of knowing you already have everything you ever desired. And the next step is to embody and take aligned action. That intuitive hit, that whisper, that thought, that idea that came to you that you may have not listened to, I want you to start taking intuitive action, intuitive aligned steps towards the whatever the insight, whatever comes through, and you take that. And as soon as you take that, the new step shows up, the new idea comes up. That is you following your guidance. That is you following those intuitive hit that God is sending you to start embodying your higher self. So start moving into that direction. And it's not about forcing, it's about flowing. Your life becomes magnetic when you are flowing and not hustling, when you are not forcing but allowing things to unfold. So being in alignment means allowing things to unfold rather than trying to force something that is creating more resistance. And I'm going to be honest with you, the reason most people do not quantum leap, do not change their life, because they are stuck in their old identity, because they feel like a victim, because they feel they can never overcome their story and what has happened to them. And that causes them to remain where they are, and they identify with their old self rather than embody their higher self. And the longer we identify ourselves with our old self, the longer it takes to quantum leap, the longer it takes to life to shift. So I want you to start really understanding this truth, even when it's hard to hear, that you want to identify with your higher self, not your past self, not your story, not your old identity, because your higher self holds the frequency of the wealth. I want you to ask yourself this question, that what part of me is still loyal to lack? What part of me is still loyal to lack? Because there's part of you that is comfortable in lack. And I want you to really bring that to surface. What part of you that loves pain, that enjoys suffering, like to stay in lack? So when that part comes in, I want you to acknowledge it. I want you to ask it. Why? Why do you love lack so much? Why are you so loyal to that? And this is how you can collapse the past and really own the identity of your wealthier self. And if you are ready to embody your wealthier self and live from divine overflow, then this is exactly what I guide my clients with in my Divine Wealth program, where they are operating from the identity of their wealthier self. And if you are ready to be wealthier, then click the link below to apply for my mentoring. Other than that, like this video if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel. And may the light in me reaches the light in you.